Good afternoon. My name is Joe Baggio. I am the Technical Support Manager for DirectRM. And today I would like to show you and to demonstrate how easy it is and how secure it is to access all of your applications, whether you're remote or if you're local at the access point. In front of you is our Direct Authenticator login access method screen, and it provides a number of different types of access methods available to you, depending on where you are and what process you'd like to use. In the display window, we're showing Direct Challenge, where you have the ability to challenge a response based on where you are and who you're talking to. This is very convenient when receiving phone calls and wanting to really acknowledge the person's identity over the phone. This is a method that we would use. The next access method is called Direct Display Card. This is a card that is issued by our company to you directly. It is a credit card with a display window in the upper right-hand corner. You would simply put in your PIN number on the PIN pad of the card, and we'll issue an OTP from that display window, and you would submit that into your submit window screen for the second authentication method, and you would then be authenticated. If there's 5 failed attempts, we disable the card and contact the cardholder and the provider. The next access method is probably the most popular. That's our invisible token technology. Popular because A, it's very convenient. You only need to log in one time, receive an OTP, and for the next 19 days, you would not have to re-authenticate if it's the same machine and same browser. We also provide support for multiple browsers concurrently. Very convenient access method. The next is regular mobile SMS pass. That's receiving an OTP or one-time password directly to your smart device. We do support iPhones, Androids, Galaxies, as well as Windows phones. We also have direct password for those of you who have security policy clearance that will get into the network with just one method of authentication. That can be taken away depending on what group you're in and what role you play. The next authentication method is called the virtual e-token. Here is where you can go to the App Store or Google Play. You can download your e-token right to your device, and it'll have a PIN pad on it as well, where you'd have a PIN number that would be designated for you that you can choose. And when you want to log in and authenticate, you can simply grab your smart device, insert your PIN number into the PIN pad of your phone, and then the phone would now generate a one-time password. Very convenient, does not require any type of cell connection or connectivity. And we also provide a path, a migration path from RSA to Direct Authenticator if you're using RSA. Now let's log in with this process using our cloud token technology, invisible token technology. So I'm going to click on that access method. I'm going to receive a prompt for my username and my password. Now my username is going to be what I have stored in Active Directory or whatever other open LDAP or library may have. So in this case, I'm going to put in my username, and I'm also going to put in my password. I'm going to click submit, and automatically now I bypass the second authentication method. The reason being, prior to this session, I did authenticate to Chrome and I authenticated to this machine. So our product captured the MAC address, some WINI files, and also the browser. So by clicking submit, the seed record has just been created in the browser cookie. So for the next 19 days, if I'm on the same machine and same browser, I will not need to authenticate the second time. Very convenient. However, for security reasons, when you close down your machine, and let's say, for instance, you go home and you want to access your applications from home, you would need to authenticate to that machine, and it would render the previous machine completely secure. No one can use the browser or tap into your secured portal. Now, when you're into your secured portal, you're going to have a number of what we call resources. There's two different types of resources. One resource is what we would call a web resource. Any web-enabled application is called a web resource, and also a client-server resource. For instance, if you're utilizing terminal services, remote desktop protocol, secure file share, we even have QuickBooks Secure ID, the Home Federal Bank application, your Outlook email, these are all considered client service applications. They would be in your portal access. You can now invoke single sign-on. So once you sign in one time and you authenticate, if you've got 50 applications in your portal, you'll be able to get to each application very conveniently without the need to remember, oh, what's my password or what is my username? Very convenient. Now for this demonstration, I want to just log into my client server app called Terminal Services. Very important, a lot of organizations like to use terminal services. However, they want to make sure that that's really secure. So I'm invoking terminal services on my machine, and I have also invoked single sign-on. As you can see, the Windows server's login was completely bypassed by single sign-on. So with one click of a mouse, I'm actually into my terminal services remote desktop protocol, and I'm also bypassing the need to put in my Windows credential. Very important. Also, I have access now to all of my files and folders. So for this demonstration, I'm going to click on my living folder. Now my living folder is my entire LDAP schematic of all of my files and all of my folders. So with a click of a mouse, I can now simply drag and drop documents, folders securely from the server to my desktop, from my desktop to the server. And the reason it's secured, not just because of encryption, but also because you're now utilizing our virtual private network with our own security wrappers. So it's all encapsulated. So we can now guarantee transmission from point A to point B, fully secured, encrypted, and authenticated. It's just a marvelous system to use. I now want to get back to my terminal services and my portal access. Once I'm into my system, I'm free to open other applications at will. I can have multiple applications running at the same time, and we can also set your session timeout. Wonderful system. I'm going to log off now, and I'm going to now end this demonstration. Again, my name is Joe Baggio. You can reach me directly at area code 949-413-3217, and I want to thank you for joining me today.